What's good, people? It's your boy Twale here again to bring you another review for Kingdom, chapter 592, entitled "A Place to Die." Now, before I begin, Hara, I asked you not to do it, and you still did it. But the way you did it was pretty cool, so it doesn't hurt as much because he like Shosa got a real good. He had a real good moment, like telling the new, like Kanto and them that, you know what I'm saying, like they're not just gonna die for him, they're gonna die for victory and whatnot. Like he kind of had like a look at my back moment without actually saying look at my back, because like he stood in front and he was taking all the hits and he was dishing it out. But they killed my boy. They killed the chill, man. And I know we don't get a lot of panel time of like the individual officers in the Haishin unit. But Denyu, Sugen, and Shosa are three of the best commander officer dudes we had in the unit. He was the chill of the Haishin unit. They have no more chill. You killed the chill, Hara. You killed the chill. But damn, let me get to the rest of the chapter. So we start off with Kanto and his unit. They're completely surrounded and they're getting fodderized. Like they're just getting completely wiped out. And they are in a position, they didn't like we said last week, they were in a position where they shouldn't have been helped. And the only reason why Shosa went to help them is because he sees something in at least Kanto. He sees something in this dude that makes him believe that Kanto will be a great asset to the Haishin unit. So he goes to save him, just like we saw last chapter. But the way he saved him, just like literally inches away from getting his neck cut off, getting his head cut off rather, and Shosa just comes in with the quick two hits, you know. Shosa's always catching two people at a time, like pop, 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 pop. And he's the chillest guy, man. He's the chillest dude. Like, yo, watch yourself. Hey, watch yourself. I love Shosa. So he comes in and he saves Kanto and them. And then they're thanking him like, oh, thank you, you know, say you saved my life, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he's like, no, not yet. We're still surrounded. They still outnumber us, and we're still hurt, injured, and tired. You know what I'm saying? We're not out of the woods. So they form up and they start to fight again. Then we cut over to Lieutenant N's position, and he is discussing with his unit what their next step should be and how he wants to regroup with Shosa to figure out what their next move should be, because Shin has moved in and has pushed in so far into Chogaryu's ranks that they can no longer, like the infantry and the people on the edges can no longer rely on their morale and their momentum to survive. So basically everybody in the middle pushed forward, but on the side, they got pushed out. So Shin, Denyu, the Sugen infantry, the Sosui cavalry, and there's one more group I'm missing. The Dukyo boys. They're pushing forward. But the Biheis, the Shosas, the Kantos, the regular officers, they're being pushed more out to the side. And then we finally see the advanced techniques and all of that Chogaryu was talking about when he said his men, like all of his platoons, are well versed in strategies and tactics. We start to see that take place in this chapter, because even after Shosa came in and saved Kanto, they were almost instantly put back in another like pincer type, like surrounding bottleneck type of formation. And Shosa even mentions himself, like, the speed and the speed and the strength at which they were able to do this goes to show how long they've been doing this and how strong they are at group tactics and things of that nature. So he tells them, you know, we got to keep fighting. We're not out of the woods yet. Ensan meets up with a few of Shosa's men, and they tell him that Shosa went to go help Kanto and them. Even though it looked like a hopeless situation, he still went to save them, most likely because he heard the new guys were there. And again, he sees something in these new guys, mostly Kanto, and I'll speak about him later, but he sees something in the newbies that made him risk his life to go save them. So Lieutenant N hears this, and he thinks back to Kario-ten's warning about only saving those necessary, only saving, you know what I'm saying? If it looked like they were unsavable, don't even try. Like, he remembers all of this, and now he's thinking to himself, like, Shosa, what are you doing? Then we cut back over to Shosa with him, Kanto, Hirai, and then the two big muscular, whew. Get a drink of water real quick. Okay. So the muscular twins, I forget what their names are. They call them the Pig Brothers, but I forget what the actual names are. Those are the people that are highlighted as far as the new recruits. So most likely they're probably like next war, next arc or whatever. These four guys, if they don't form their own like 5-man unit and then have like maybe Kanto leads them, they pick up one more person and he leads that 4-man unit. Either that or they'll each probably become like 10-man commanders, something like what Bihei was. So they get saved, and now they're in the thick of it. They're fighting. They're going ham. In the midst of all of this fighting, my man Shosa gets stabbed in the back. And right then and there, I knew. I was like, yeah. If the cover page wasn't enough to tell you the death flags are real, this stab to the back made it all the more real. It was like, yeah, confirmed. Put the Jolly Roger on my man's back. He's done. Because you see in the panel after he gets stabbed, because Kanto kills it's so slow. Kanto kills the guy that stabbed Shosa in the back. And then you see how deep his spearhead, like if his spearhead was this big, like this much of it had blood covering it. And then you see the blood splurting out of his back. It was bad. My man's was hurt. But then he gets up and he's like, yeah, I'm good. It's fine. This is what I do. And they get another report like, yo, we getting swamped by even more enemies. So more people are rushing at them. And Kanto, I did like this from Kanto because it's not high shin unit-esque, you know what I'm saying? Just like giving your life up. But his mentality behind it was, who is more valuable right now to the high shin unit? These veterans, our infantry, our deputy infantry commander, or us newbies who really aren't helping in any significant way? So in his mind, if he and like the newbies died in order to get Shosa and the veterans out and back to Shin, that was worth it to him. And that's the type of commitment that the high Shin unit needs. That's the type of like bond and the type of love that they need for each other, not just their commanders, but for each other and Shin. You know what I'm saying? To make Shin that great general. Because when he was thinking about it, it was like some real nigga shit, yo. I gotta get the cut, yo. He has to get just like when Hoken beat Shin and Goku and everybody was surrounding the high Shin unit, and Koga and Dene and all of them used themselves as shield and was like, yo, even if we die, so long as Shin makes it out alive, the high Shin unit is still strong. We still have the unit. That's all that matters. And Kanto showed that same level of heart for Shosa. So you can only imagine what level of heart he's going to show for Shin later on in the arcs and in this war in general. So after Shosa gets stabbed, he goes into complete beast mode. Like, nah, I got this. If you worried about me, help the dudes in the back. If you want to protect me, protect yourself. If you want to live, if you're gonna fight to live, don't fight to die. And he literally turns it up. Because next thing you know, he's standing 1v like 6 or 7, and he's looking like Uhon with his little spear thing. I don't know how they do it, where they get the spear to bend at different angles, and it's like, nigga, the spearhead is doing like a little flippy board type shit. I don't know. It's cool though. So as Kanto is watching this, again, he's having another internal monologue about how he only wants to, at this current time, he only wants to protect Shosa. He wants to get in front of Shosa Even if it meant dying for him, he wants to get in front of Shosa to protect him, because this man is literally taking stab after stab after stab and is still putting in the work. But Kanto admits to himself that he can't reach him. He can't get close to him. He can't match Shosa right now. So Shosa is continually taking damage, but he's continually dishing it out. And Kanto focusing on Shosa and not the enemies, I believe helped them, it didn't help the entire group, but I think it helped him in his push forward. Because Shosa this is what he do. He's popping everybody with the spear and moving forward. And if I'm focusing not on the enemies surrounding me, but on following my commander, following my captain, it's kind of like when you don't think about the pain becomes less. But when you focus on the pain, like when you focus on a headache, that headache is pounding. But when you think about other things and you relax a little bit, that you still have a headache, but it's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not just pounding on your head. I think that's what happened with him in this chapter, because he went from complaining about how tired he was and how he couldn't do anything to complaining about how tired he was and how he couldn't do anything, and then they were out of the encirclement and they got free. And now he's like, yeah, we only got a little bit ways to go. Let's go, Shosa. So by the time he actually makes it in front of Shosa, Shosa is basically on his last leg. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, we did it, but I'm going to need you to carry me to Shin. And I ain't going front. When I first read that page, I was like, damn, Hara, you had him break out of the encirclement. They were good. And then you just had him collapse like that. Like, I hope it's a like Ryusen moment, like on when he was on the top of Sai and Fute had cut his belly open, when Fute had cut him and Denyu. I hope that they're critically hurt, they're severely hurt, but with enough rest and medicine or whatever, they'll be able to come back into the fold. Because listen, if Shosa dies, there is no more chill in the High Shin unit. There is nobody who can just even everybody out. Everybody in the High Shin unit is either super scary, like 10 is most of the time, or Bihei, just, oh my God, super nervous, or they're mad aloof like Kyokai, or they're just gung-ho like Shin, like charge, let's fucking get it. And he was the only one that was like, we gonna get it, but like we ain't gotta, like I ain't gotta scream all the time. I'm gonna get mine, but like chill. Like I fucks with his character. And now that he's gone, I wanna see Sugen's reaction. I wanna see if Sugen has that same like heart light thing that Issei was talking about, and damn, what was her name? Sekio's wife, Rei, something like that, whatever. When she felt like at Sei's ceremony, when she felt like the light orbs and his spirit on her shoulder, I want Sugen to have that moment. If not Sugen, I want Shin to have that moment where like he's fighting, and then for like a second he pauses, looks back, sees like the aura and the orbs and whatnot, and he's like, it's Shosa waving, and then I want Hara, make it happen. Since you killed my mans, you gotta give us that at least. You gotta give us that at least. But really quick, I just want to talk about Kanto and where I see him going in the future. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am like, because of how much panel time and importance he's been getting since the recruitment saga, since we started recruiting to get these new people, he was one of the only, like him and the Archer brothers, and honestly, he's done less than the Archer brothers, but he's gotten more panel time than the Archer brothers. And those are really those are the three new recruits that have been given the most screen time and highlighted the most. But for, like, you know what I'm saying, for guys that were supposed to be like super physically fit and all of this, like, I know it's their first war. It's not their first battle anymore, but it is their first war. Part of me wants to say that they shouldn't be getting this whooped, but then also it's like they're going up against, like, that's like saying they shouldn't be getting whooped against the Toe army right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the three great heavens vassals. It is one of the three great heavens top dudes. So it's like if Shin and them were to go against To or Kashibo, would these rookies do any better against those type of armies? And honestly, I don't think so. I think To's army probably would do a lot better to the rookies than Gyo-Un's army and Chogaryu's army. Only because To has been on the front lines. He stopped being on the front lines, but he's been on the front lines more than Chogaryu and Gyo-Un because they've just been at Zhao protecting their homeland or whatever, protecting their borders. So they haven't really been on the front lines. They've just been keeping the status quo. So I kind of give them the leeway. I kind of give like Kanto and them the leeway on that. But by the time the next arc rolls around and it's the Shin army and all of that, I expect Kanto will most likely be by the time Shin's a general next arc. Yeah, I could see him being like a 100-man commander if enough time passes, like say like a year or so passes after this war. I can see him becoming a 100-man commander, and I can see his boy Hara becoming his right hand, and then the two twins will be the older twin will be a 100-man commander, and then his younger brother will be his right hand. So I could see that happening for them, because if Shosa's dead, then this is gonna be that Hyo moment. This is gonna be that Shou-Ni moment where they are taking on that person's light, where they're taking on that person's will, and they'll get stronger and move forward, carrying that person's ambitions and stuff of wanting to see the view that Shin sees, wanting to make Shin a great general, wanting to, striving for victory, that those are all things that these new recruits, like again, Kanto and his group, these are all things that Shosa and Sugen have been drilling into them. And now that the final nail has been drilled in due to Shosa's death, I truly see Kanto, I see his development really being high in the next couple arcs. I do. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if, if Hara does it the right way, if he shoots up through the ranks because of this event. But that was my review. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.